Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is showing you guys a Giga container. This is a 1.4 megawatt container that can hold 330, 360 depending on what type of miner you're planning on mining in this container, either a WhatsMiner or a Bitmain miner. And I'll be showing you guys around this container. It is $140,000 for this container. It takes 8 to 12 weeks to manufacture and it's made to order. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys around, giving you guys an overview as well as giving you guys my opinion of this container, quality builds, just walkthrough and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, you know what to do. Hit like in the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking to set up a Bitcoin data center, you're looking to jump into us in North Dakota, get yourself a megawatt, or you're looking to host miners, buy or sell miners, do any of that, all of that at cryptollc.org. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, so this is the Giga. You can find more information if you go to gigaenergy.com. This is the 40-foot, 1.4 megawatt container. So first we're going to take a look from the outside and then I'll go inside. So from the outside you guys can see it's got these louvers or stilts or whatever to allow air to come in. You are creating, the first thing I noticed, you are creating insufficient air because your filter is right here on the edge, which means that your volume is not as large. They should do an extension of the filter to come out more, but if you put in a thinner filter that would allow more air to travel through, then maybe it is okay. But looking at this filtration system here, it does not look like it is that thin. So first thing I'm going to say right away is that when temperatures outside will be 80, 90, or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, your miners in this container will overheat. They will not have enough air. But other than that, if you look at the quality wise of this, it does look pretty sturdy. It's nice and thick, solid metal. You know, it's not plastic or anything like that. It's not gonna create a hole if I hit it with my hand. As you can see on this side, it is metal, so it's quality. Container you can see here looks like a standard shipping container. You see those holes made. That's for picking up container and all that and dragging it. So this looks like a shipping container. Let's go over to this side. So here you have your handle, you have your emergency exit, which is required by the fire code. And if you walk inside, you can see the filter here. They're using these type of filtration system, right? Just this filter that you can remove, pull it out, throw it away, put another one in, and so on, which is great. See how easily I took it out, right? That's cool, but these are not high quality filters. You do have gaps between them. You also have the fact that they block too much air and they are not great at filtering. You need a different filter. The ones we use is the polyester, that blue polyester filter, which is a lot better quality, which then you build outside of your filter, outside of your container, which allows more volume. But otherwise, you guys can see it's not that bad, but you will overheat. Now let's go over to this side. So this is where you have your miners. So you guys can see that they went with the exhaust fans on the opposite side approach, which means that your miners are blowing on these exhaust fans. So another negativity here is that you do not need exhaust fans. You can put this row next to the exit and have these miners blow it out themselves. You do not need exhaust fans. The fact that this has exhaust fans is an old school approach to getting rid of hot air. You do not need to do that. You're creating more problems for yourself because now these exhaust fans can break. And as soon as one breaks, then this section will overheat and you got to replace that fan immediately, or this section will not mine. So that's the other problem there. Also, you're going to create hot pockets of air. I'll show you here. So you can see that corner over there, that corner. So you see this fan on that corner up there. That miner right there is going to be blowing towards that corner, and that hot air is going to get stuck and it's going to blow back on the miner, as well as this miner right here. You can see it's going to blow right at that area there where there is no fan. It's going to get blown back, as well as throughout that whole section there. So there's going to be pockets of hot air. That hot air will get stuck. It will not get sucked out in time, and which will then blow back on the miner, and that can cause problems. Now, this is only going to be an issue during the summer. It's not going to be an issue when it's cold outside. Now let's switch over and talk about how they're setting up these miners. These miners are laid down. You cannot have them sitting up. They're laid down. So this is a different way to mine. This is not how we do it, but it is a way. We never actually laid down any miners before for any of our data centers. So I do not know if it's better or worse, you know, but it is a way of setting things up. Then in terms of the PDUs, you can see that they are running their own PDUs. Now the PDU quality is solid. It is a very solid PDU. It feels good. It's nice thick metal. PDUs are solid. They're all C19s. They all have their own breaker. See, it has a 20 amp breaker right there for each one. And they actually built it in a way where if I press the breaker all the way to the side, I can't accidentally hit the breaker and turn it off. It's only going to trip off, which means that if I turn it on, now I can't turn it off unless it trips, which is nice. That's cool. They're all C19s, so these are 20 amps, C19, and you have how many? You have 24 of them. So that's 24 C9s. So this is what? This is probably like a 125 amp breaker. I do not know, I'm just guessing, but it's probably like a 125 amp, not breaker, I meant PDU. PDU also has a negative or ground that they put on that's attached to the rack, which is a requirement for a lot of electrical inspectors. They require that. Let's see what else I wanted to mention. It is not a smart PDU. I don't see any Ethernet coming into it. No, it's not, which is not a bad thing. It's fine. You do not really need smart PDUs. You could probably put like a couple smart PDUs in your container just to see what the draw is for various miners when you wanted to test some things, but otherwise you don't need smart PDUs. Oh, here's one that's open. Let's take a look. So you can see there, that's it coming in there. All three phases, neutral, ground, all that stuff coming in. So you can actually take it apart here, and that's where you can connect your phases coming in. Wait a minute, let me take a look here. Actually, these are not wired. They're just set up like that. They're not wired. This is coming in somewhere from this side, I'm assuming, and then plug it in here, where the cords are attached here, and then it's powering it that way. Hold on, I just got stuck with this filtration system. Look at this. You know, I'm not gonna cut it because it's kind of funny, so I'm just gonna keep rolling until I get unstuck here. Hold on, guys. What the heck? I got stuck, man. I got trapped. Okay. Oh, that thing got caught on my backpack. Anyway, okay. So, then you got your Ethernet connectors here. The Ethernet connectors is also, you know, kind of important, I would say, because some containers, they install these cheap ones, and then you get, you know, over time, after a couple of years, they rip, they tear, your connection gets lost, and you have to redo the wiring. It's really annoying. So one of the things we check our containers is the quality of the Ethernet connectors. And the quality here is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's like super high quality, but it does look pretty decent. It doesn't look like it's gonna rip too fast or anything like that, so not bad. And then you can see them coming out of these holes here that have a plastic little wrap on it. So that'll prevent the Ethernet from being cut over time, right? When you're disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, connecting, you don't want that to cut the wire, cut the Ethernet. You got your switch there at the top. It's a TP-Link switch. I'm wondering if it's actually the switch you'll get, like if you actually bought the container, are those the switches you would get? But probably. Well, here's another shot here. You see that? Looks like what is it? Like a 24-port switch. I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 24-port switch. And you got that running all along. And then here's your power coming into those PDUs right there. Oh, that's right. The power's on the opposite side. That's where the power's coming in. I guess it's from there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's how the power's coming into the PDU. I thought it was coming in from the hole here, but it's actually coming in from that underneath the rack and then going inside the PDU. So there you go. So that's how it's done. Anyway, in terms of the quality of the racks are really high quality. The steel, or whatever this is nice and thick. It's solid. The top is solid. That's good. So it's really a pretty sturdy container here. Nice sturdy container. The floors are look like they have some wood, or you know that what's it called, the plating, hardwood floors. Again, I don't know if it actually comes with the container or if this is a special build or upgrade that you can get. But anyway, got some hardwood floors, and this over here looks to be probably the computer monitor system. Probably has the metering, voltages, and all that other stuff. I do not know, by the way. I'm just guessing. But you have some USB connections here. Keyboard probably goes here, mouse, keyboard, all that stuff. And then on the bottom, what is that? Some sort of, it's got some antennas on the back. I don't know what that is. And then you got your probably your aggregator switch there that runs through all the 24 port switches. So basically you got your little networking over there. What else we have? We got your lighting system at the top right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. Got these little, no, those are temporary. That's just for walking here. Those are battery powered. But basically those are your main lights over there on that side. Now, I would say we're pretty much good here. Let's go outside and take a look at the exhaust. Let's walk around this transformer, all this stuff. Take a look at the exhaust. So the exhaust. So again, they're doing the standard build out. They're using louvers, which is not the best. We actually do not use this. Not a great build at all, but old school. And they're using those fans. Again, I already talked about the fans, why it's not a great idea. But the louvers, they basically create backflow, and they're always basically trying to come back down, and the fans is the only thing that's kind of pushing it all out. The fans at the back, the miners themselves, and these big fans are causing these louvers to open up and to blow the hot air out. So you're basically creating backflow by pressing on the miners down. So this is a standard build. We don't do this. We wouldn't recommend anyone do this type of setup, but it is how some mining containers still build their containers in 2025. So overall, the container is pretty solid build. It is not cheap. It is not flimsy. It is nice, thick metal. These louvers are nothing special. Regular louvers. The fans are not great. Don't need them, just a waste of money, a waste of electricity, by the way. They're probably like 2,000 watt fans. It's just a waste of electricity, waste of money, takes up space, creates more hassle, more problems. Not much use to them, so we wouldn't do them. But overall, if you are looking just, hey, I want to jump in, I have my data center out in Alaska or something like that, or out in Minnesota, Wisconsin, colder states, you wanted to build something like this, it's not a bad buy, it's not a bad build. This is a container you could totally do, but we would not build this for ourselves, and I wouldn't recommend this container. But it's not bad. It's just because I don't recommend it doesn't mean it's a bad container. It is a good container. It's just there are better options, and there are too many working parts here that do not need to be here at all. So yeah, so that's the GIGA, 140,000 for this container here. Oh, by the way, it's a 1.4 megawatts. So you could run, it does give you that benefit that instead of 1 megawatt, it's 1.4. So you can overclock your miners, and you can also run more miners than a standard 1 megawatt container, which is usually 336 miners. This one is like 360, I think. Plus you can overclock a little bit on all the miners. So that's one of the benefits of this container here, is that you can overclock. But other than that, not much to say in terms of positivity. Oh, by the way, let's take a look at the cabinet over here. So you guys can take a look inside, the breakers and all that stuff. So here you go. These are 125 amp 3-phase breakers. You got your 2000 amp main breaker here, and it's coming down 3-phase. By the way, I'm assuming that if you go for the 1.4, is that what you're going to run? I don't think 2000 amp is enough. You're going to have to do more than 2000 amps, probably like 2200. But again, maybe they give you a different breaker at that point when you actually go out and get the 1.4 megawatt. You might be actually selling 1.4 and a 1 megawatt. So anyway, this is just an information I'm getting from the sales representatives out here. So maybe they're giving me wrong information. Possibly could be that. But you can see the general build. They're all on NOARC breakers. These are nice quality breakers, good quality. This is also a NOARC. That's good quality breaker as well. The bus bars look solid, nice bus bars, all aluminum. So this should handle a lot of power, which they do. Obviously, you got 2,000 amps on each of these bus bars coming up there, going to the breaker here. So it is a quality build, looks nice. The metal looks nice, the little breakers here. Also no arc, all of these are UL listed breakers. So that's good for United States as well. So in terms of the cabinet here, it does look like a quality cabinet. Good stuff. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys like it. You know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking to buy yourself some miners, get yourself a container, build out a farm in North Dakota, get yourself a megawatt in North Dakota, or build a farm on your property. Any of those things, we do all that at cryptollc.org. That's going to be it for this one. Until next time, goodbye.